Hello and welcome back to Sorare Assist. So we've got some updates on the league tables across the Sorare Fantasy Football Global World today, including announcing some of the league winners of course, and looking at who's qualified for the European competitions as well. So make sure you stick around. If you like this video, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. If you're not signed up to Sorare yet, sign up using the link below. There's the best link out there. You will get a free limited card after buying 5 cards on auction. You can also join the Sorare Assist private group chat now. There's a link in the description for that. And follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and check out sorareassist.com. Okay guys, let's get stuck in then. Let's have a look at all the league table updates from around the world, starting in Argentina. So River Plate still find themselves top, 6 points clear now, 13 wins, 2 draws, 3 losses. San Lorenzo second at the moment and Tellerez a third. Near the bottom of the table, we've got Arsenal at the bottom, closely followed by Union. Then we've got Banfield and Atletico Tucumán. So River Plate look to have a good early lead in the Argentinian division. Next up, we've got the Austria Bundesliga. This is in the championship round now and the relegation round. Salzburg are top at the moment. Looks like they're heading to Champions League. We've also got Sturm Graz looking strong for the Champions League qualification spot. And then Lask, Rapid, Austria, Wien and Klagenfurt are all fighting out for the playoff spots and the Europa League qualification spots. In terms of the relegation battle, we've got WAC at the top, so they look like they're going to potentially be entering the playoffs, and Austria Lostno as well are also looking good. We've got Harburg not far behind them then, so they've still got a chance. Ried are currently bottom. It looks like they're potentially going to get relegated. On to the Belgium League then, and we're in the championship round here as well, and the qualifying rounds for Europe. So in the championship round then, we've got Royal Antwerp and Saint Gilloise, a first and second, joint points for them two, with one more game to go. Genk are in third spot, and still have a chance of sneaking into the top two for that Champions League qualification, but if not, they will have to settle for a place in the Europa League. Looks like Club Brugge have already secured their place in the Conference League qualification, not able to chase the top three in the table at the moment. Ghent have already secured the Europa League qualification as well in this group of 4 here, with 41 points, 8 points clear of the nearest rival, Cercle Brugge. Next up, we've got the Brazilian League. Botafogo are now top, 21 points, so 5 points clear at the top of the table. Really good start for them. Only 1 loss and 7 wins, so it's looking really good for them. Palmeiras and Sao Paulo make up the rest of the top 3 there. At the bottom of the table, we've got Curitiba, no wins for them so far. Atletico MG, Vasco and Gios make up the relegation fodder at the bottom of the table. On to the Chilean League then, so Cobresal are currently top, joint top actually, with Huachipato, who are also on 28 points. Third place, we've got Coquimbo Unido on 25. Bottom of the table, in the relegation place at the moment, we've got Deportes Copiapó and Magallanes on 8 points, so it's not looking good for them with 10 losses. Moving on to the Chinese Super League then. So we've got Port sitting top, 6 points clear for them, no losses for them. We've also got Chengdu as well. They've got no losses so far, but 5 draws has made them 6 points behind the current leaders. Shenhua is in third place there on 19 points. At the bottom of the table, we've got Dalian and Nantong. So the Croatia League has now concluded. Dynamo are champions. There was already champions before this last game week, of course. 10 points clear they are. So they're going into the Champions League next season. Hajduk Split will be entering the Conference League. So will Osijek and Rijeka, although they will need to enter the qualification stage to qualify for the competition. Bottom of the table and relegated is Sebenik with 19 losses in 36 games. On to the Danish Super League then. So a couple more games to play here. We've got the Championship round in full swing and the relegation round. So looking at the Championship round then, we can see that Copenhagen are currently top, 4 points clear of their nearest rival. So they have now been confirmed as the champions in the Danish Super League, and they get that Champions League qualification spot as well. Nordsjælland have also got their Conference League qualification, and Viborg are still fighting it out for AGF for that last Conference League qualification spot. And AGF or Viborg will also be settling for a qualification playoff spot as well if they don't manage to finish third. So in the relegation zone then, we've got Midtjylland currently top there, so they'll look safe, they'll get into the qualification playoffs potentially. 2 points ahead of the nearest rival, OB. Bottom of the table, we've got Lundby and Horsens, but Aalborg could still get dragged into this relegation fight here. 2 teams will get relegated from this division. And the Premier League has now concluded. So Manchester City finished top of the table. As we know from last week's video, they are the champions. Arsenal is second on 84 points. Manchester United secured third with a 2-1 win at the weekend. 75 points for them. Newcastle in 4th place with 71. And Liverpool are going to have to settle for a Europa League spot next season. Brighton have managed to secure European football into the Europa League next season, so really good season for them. And Aston Villa have done well as well to finish 7th to secure that Conference League qualification. Tottenham miss out after the poor end to the season, real shame for them. The bottom of the table then, relegated then, confirmed relegated is Leicester, Leeds and Southampton. Went to the final day of the season for these 3 teams here. Nottingham Forest are in the battle as well. Everton have escaped relegation, so Leicester and Leeds go down there. 2 pretty big names in the Premier League. Leicester are anyway. They've obviously been in the league for quite a while now. And they did win the league a few years back as well. So they are down now. So it'll be interesting to see where some of their players end up next season. So the Championship then, as we know, has already concluded. Burnley and Sheffield United have been promoted to the Premiership. But there was some playoff matches going on. And Luton ended up winning in a thrilling penalty shootout against Coventry. So Luton are heading to the Premier League. So a fantastic result for them at the weekend. French League 1 has still got 1 game to play, but PSG have already wrapped up the title with 85 points. 4 points away are Lens in 2nd place currently. So PSG will qualify for the Champions League. And Lens have also qualified for the Champions League as well next season by 4 points. The next nearest rival was Marseille. Marseille are in 3rd at the moment, and they've also secured Champions League qualification. Lille, Rennes and Monaco are all fighting out in the last game for those European spots, including the Europa League and the Conference League qualification. Toulouse are already qualified for the Europa League next season. Now, I don't know what the reason for that is. Maybe some fair play rules, something like that. Not too sure, but it looks like they are heading to the Europa League next season. Bottom of the table, and confirmed relegated are Troyes, Ajaccio and Angers. Nantes and Auxerre are going to fight it out for that last relegation battle in the last game of the season. So that could be an exciting conclusion to the French League 1. And for French League 2 then, it looks like it's going to go down to the last game of the season to see who wraps up the championship win in League 2. Le Havre are currently top on 72 points, but only 3 points away at Metz, and they do look like to have a potentially better goal difference there. Bordeaux have a slightly inferior goal difference to the top 2, but they're on 69 as well, just like Metz, so they still have an outside chance of getting promotion to the French League 1. At the bottom of the table then, we've got confirmed relegators, and that is Nîmes, Chamois, and Dijon, Laval, Rodez, Pau, and NC, and Valencians all still have a chance of potentially going down. There's 2 more places up for grabs there in the relegation battle. On to the Bundesliga then. So Bayern Munich wrapped up the title in the last game of the season in dramatic fashion with a last-minute goal from one of the youngsters to win the game for them and secure the title. Dortmund drew against the team that they was playing, which was Mainz. So disappointing result for them. There was at home as well, but Bayern Munich have clinched the title now, and they've also secured that Champions League spot. Also securing the Champions League spot is Dortmund, Leipzig and Union Berlin. Freiburg found themselves in the Europa League next season, and Leverkusen have confirmed their place in the Europa League qualification as well for next season's tournament. At the bottom of the table then, we've got Schalke and Hertha relegated, and Stuttgart will play in the relegation playoffs to see who goes down into the German Bundesliga 2. On to the Bundesliga 2 then. So top of the table is Heidenheim. They won the last game emphatically to secure the championship win there. Darmstadt finished 2nd, and Hamburger will enter the promotion playoffs. So Darmstadt and Heidenheim are confirmed promoted to the German Bundesliga, and Hamburger will play in the promotion playoffs. Bottom of the table then, we've got Bielefeld who will be going into the relegation playoffs, and Regensburg and Sandhausen have been confirmed to be relegated. On to the Italian Serie A then. So one more game left here. As we know, Napoli have already wrapped up the title, and Lazio have also confirmed their place in the Champions League next season. Inter have also secured their spot as well, and so have AC Milan. Atlanta, Roma and Juventus are all fighting out for either the Europa League or the Conference League qualification. One game to go here, so we'll see how this pans out. Bottom of the table then, we've got relegated Cremonese and Sampdoria, and we've also got Verona and Spezia fighting out in the last game of the season to see which one of those teams goes down. On to the Serie B then, so we've got Frosinone at the top of the table, 80 points, so they're confirmed the champions in the Serie B. Genoa have also secured their spot in the promotion place as well, so they're going up to the Italian Serie A. Bari and Parma have secured the promotion playoff spots, and Cagliari, Südtirol, Regina and Vicenza are all in the qualification playoffs. On the bottom of the table, confirmed relegated are Perugia, Spal and Benevento. Cosenza and Brescia enter the relegation playoffs. On to the Japan J-League then. So Vissel Kobe found themselves top of the table at the moment, 3 points ahead of the nearest rival, Yokohama F Mariners. At the bottom of the table, we've got Gamba Osaka still sitting bottom of the table on 10 points. 1 point behind Shonan, who are in 17th place. So on to the Liga MX Clausura then, and as we know, this is in the Clausura playoffs now. So actually the team that won the final was Tigres against Guadalajara in a 3-2 win for them, so well done to the Tigres. So the Eredivisie now has concluded as well, so Feyenoord finished top to clinch the title, and they will be entering the Champions League next season. Second place was PSV, so they're in the Champions League qualification places. Ajax finished third in the end, so they're in the Europa League qualification next season. Ajax are in the Conference League qualification, and Twente, Sparta, Utrecht and Heerenveen all enter the qualification playoffs. At the bottom of the table, we've got Camber and Groningen have now been confirmed relegated, and MN will play the relegation playoffs, so they will have some games to play in the upcoming days to see if they're going to get relegated. On to the Norway League then. So 9 games in here for most teams. Bodo Glimt finished at top of the table at the minute by 8 points. So they're 8 points clear. So a fantastic start for the season for them. 8 wins, 1 draw, and 26 goals for and 8 against. So it's looking good for them. Brann are in second place on 17. At the bottom of the moment, we've got Sanford, Housland and Ausland. Ausland have lost 7 so far out of 9 games and sit on just 4 points. So the Portuguese League has now concluded, and Benfica have won the title. It did go down to the last game of the season. Porto did have a chance of winning the title, but they needed Benfica to lose really. So Benfica are confirmed champions now though, with the last game of the season now played. Finished on 87 points, Porto are just 2 points behind. So Benfica and Porto will enter the Champions League next season. Braga finished third, and they will go in the Champions League qualification next season. Sporting will have to settle for a place in the Europa League, and Arouca and Victoria are going to be entering the Conference League qualification. At the bottom of the table, confirmed relegators are Pacostis Ferreira. Santa Clara have also been relegated as well, and Maritimo will be entering the relegation playoffs. On to the Russian Premier League then, so still a few games left to play here, but Zenit have already confirmed the title on 67 points. Nearest rival, CSKA, have got 55. The bottom of the table currently, we've got Kimiki and Torpedo, so it looks like they're already confirmed as relegated. And we've got Parry and N, Kryle Soritov, Fakal, Ural, all still have a chance of potentially going down and entering the relegation playoffs. And on to the Scottish Premiership then. So the Championship round has now been wrapped up. Celtic are the champions, as we know. They've got secured the Champions League spot. Rangers have also secured the Champions League qualification spot as well. And Hearts and Aberdeen are also in the Conference League qualification spots as well. So well done to them. The relegation then, we've got Ross County and Dundee. So Dundee United have been relegated, and Ross County will play the relegation playoffs, where they'll be playing Partick Thistle to see if they can avoid relegation. On to the K-League 1 then. So Ulsan Hyundai still top of the table, clear by 11 points. So a really good start to the season for them. They did draw at the weekend though. 3-3 it was. There was actually 3-1 down, but they did manage to come back to get that draw. Seoul second and Jeju United currently find themselves third place, joint actually with Pohang Steelers. At the bottom of the table at the moment, we've got Suwon Blue Wings on just 8 points. On to the Spanish La Liga then. So as we know, Barcelona have won the title. There's still a game to play here though, and it looks like Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid and Real Sociedad have already secured their place in the Champions League next season. Villarreal and Betis have also secured their place in the Europa League as well for next season. And it's going to go down to the last game to see who gets the Conference League qualification spot. The teams in the running are Athletic Club, Osasuna, Girona, Rayo Vallecano, Seville and Mallorca still have an outside chance as well, but they will need a lot of luck on their side. So it's going to go down to the last game of the season to see who gets that last European spot there. At the bottom of the table, we've got Elche now relegated. Espanyol are also confirmed relegated. And Real Valladolid could still escape the drop potentially. Celta, Almeria, Valencia, Getafe and Cadiz are all at threat of relegation. Now this isn't looking great for some of my players, one of them being Aspas, who of course plays for Celta. So I'm hoping they manage to stay up on the last day of the season. On to the La Liga 2 then, Spanish La Liga 2. Top of the table and confirmed the champion in this division is Granada on 75 points. They've got promotion to the Spanish La Liga next season and so have Las Palmas as well, so well done for them. Levante, Alaves, Eibar and Albacete are also entering the promotion playoffs. Bottom of the table and confirmed relegated are Ponferradina, Malaga, Ibiza and Lugo. Next then we've got the Swiss League and confirmed champions are Young Boys. They absolutely stormed this league, 74 points. The nearest rival had 58. That was Servette, so they're going to in the Champions League qualification next season. So are Young Boys of course. Lugano have secured the Europa League qualification and Lausanne and Bâle are also in the Conference League qualification for next season as well. Sion are currently bottom of the table, so they will be playing in the relegation playoff against Stade Lezauchi, who play of course in the second league of the Switzerland division. On to the Turkish Super League then. So still a couple of games left to play here. Galatasaray are currently top of the table, looking good for that Champions League qualification. Fenerbahce and Beşiktaş are also looking good for the Conference League qualification. And near the bottom of the table, we've got Giresunspor and Amranyaspor as well, sitting in the relegation places at the moment. And finally, we've got the American MLS then. So let's see how the teams are getting on in this league with about 15 games played so far. So Cincinnati are currently top of the table. So a fantastic start to them early on in the MLS season. They found themselves in top, 5 points clear of the nearest rival, Nashville. So a fantastic start to the season for them with just one loss. At the bottom of the table at the moment, we've got LA Galaxy on just 9 points, closely followed by Colorado and Kansas City. So that concludes all the league roundups of all the leagues that are involved on Sorare, the global fantasy football game. If you want to get involved in the Sorare fantasy football game, there is a link in the description below. If you did want to sign up today, get your free cards, get your drafts done as well, and start entering the free-to-play tournaments. And if you did like the video, smash the like button and subscribe to this channel. You can also follow me on Twitter and Facebook by searching Sorare Assist. Check out our private group chat as well, there is a link in the description for that. And check out SorareAssist.com for more free Sorare content. Okay, thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you again on the next video.